That's the way our Prime Minister works. But today, that's not our main subject, you know, so we just ignore that one. Hi everyone, I'm Great Chow. Today, I'm going to share with you all 7 tips on how to dramatically improve your landscape photos. Now in Putrajaya, one of the Malaysia's most iconic landmarks, which is the Putra Mosque. First tip, identifying. A lot of people, especially when the first time visit a place, what they do is to quickly set up their camera. Instead of set up your camera, you should take a look at the whole scene first. You know, identify which one is your main subject. Please don't pick the sky as your main subject. People can't tell that whether the sky is taken in Malaysia, in Iceland, or it can be any place. Like the key monastery, the photo that I took in Spiti Valley, when people look at the photo, they will see that, oh, look at those barren landscape. The place must be very exotic, very hard to get there. Look at the snow-capped mountain at the back there, the place must be very cold. All these like trigger people to make people want to know more about your photo. Tip number 2, presenting. I'm talking about composition skill. How you know that whether the composition is work or not? Check on the composition and ask yourself whether the main subject is obvious enough. Doesn't really look obvious enough, then something is wrong with your composition. What am I looking at? Sometimes simples actually are the best composition. So I would recommend you to rule of third, the leading line. The third one is the foreground subject. Tip number 3, adding. What can you add in your photo to make it more interesting? So one example is the photo that I took in Batu Cave. By adding these flying pigeons, it made the photo look more spiritual. So by adding myself, it's a human element. It also adds a sense of depth, so you can feel the distance between me, the monastery, and also the Milky Way. Tip number 4, perfecting. Do you normally find out that you can get a photo with the sky overexposed and there's no detail in the sky? So the answer is simple. I'm going to give you 2, and one of it is to do a bracketing shot. A bright exposure, a medium exposure, dark exposure. Then you got the detail on the sky and on the foreground. Another way you can do is using a GND filter. GND filter is like a half-coated sunglasses. So you can use that to darken only the sky. So you can get the balance between the sky and the foreground, the balance exposure. Tip number 5, interesting. Ask yourself how to make your photo more interesting. For example, you can do a long exposure by using an ND filter. So you're going to darken the whole scene so that you can extend your shutter speed up to at least 2 seconds or 2 minutes. By doing so, you're able to smooth out the water and also adding some motion on the cloud. Tip number 6, reviewing. Every time you take a photo, check on the exposure, whether is there any detail lost. Other than that, you should also check on focusing. If the focusing is wrong, the photo is going to appear soft, and that is not fixable in Photoshop. Are we sure? The last tip, planning. A good planning allows you to know that when is the best timing to take a good photo. Normally, people know that the sun is rise at the east direction, but then the sun does not stay static at one direction. So you're still in the east direction, but you move from like here to here. And the location going to become not so suitable for you to take a photo. A bonus tip, editing. Some photographers, they have their own unique style that their photo appear to be clean, rich in detail. And some photographers appear to be like a little bit dark, or some people can be very razor sharp. So everyone have their own preference on how to edit a photo, and this preference going to be your own style. That's all for this episode. I hope you all enjoy it. If you have applied some of these tips, feel free to tag me. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button so that you won't miss out any future episode. Bye. So yeah, blank.